I am Pete Stevens, and this is my wife, Gwen Stevens. We've been members at Boone UMC for coming up on 7 years now. Many of you might not know our story, but our community was devastated by Hurricane Helene with a series of 7 landslides coming down the mountain and just doing catastrophic damage to our infrastructure in the neighborhood.
That afternoon, when I was walking across the home to the windows that face the landslide, Pete turned around and said, "I think you might need to see this." I had heard the rumbling, and I was seeing parts of homes come down the creek. It was about 35 feet high. The creek was on fire. There were transformers that were in the creek at the time, and that's what I thought the noise was, because it just shook the ground. And then I looked out the window, that Pete and I together. And in that moment, when you see that type of destruction, it does stop you for a moment. But I've got to tell people, because we didn't know if the rest of the mountain was going to come down. We didn't know, because looking at this, it was pretty catastrophic. The peace that passes understanding, because of God, just really overcame our hearts. You don't want to leave sooner than you want to, because you don't want to leave your loved ones, but we didn't know in that moment what was to come. So we called our children. We had difficulty because of the
Cell
towers, yeah. But we were able to talk to both of our girls. We were able to say goodbye because we did not know. But there was a peace, and knowing that our kids love the Lord, knowing that we loved Him with all our hearts. We're blessed to know where we're going, and there is a peace, and you just want to do His will. And that is what I remember in that moment, is from looking at destruction and just overwhelmed to turning and being so grateful for the peace of God, because we did feel that in that moment.
We're actually kind of standing to you at what I would call ground zero. We're standing in the middle of one of the landslides that hit our neighborhood. We were totally blessed by our church and our community, and actually people from around the country, that once this storm occurred, just an army of people that came in with open arms, as the body of Christ, as God would have them, to come in and help not only Gwen and me, but our whole community here try to rebuild after the storm. It was just so impressive to see the outreach from our church and how they were able to bring in folks from around the country and right here in Boone that had skill sets to help us, and we were able to start those conversations. The process has taken a year to get our roads, our bridges, and our main infrastructure back to where neighbors could start moving back into our community. We were living firsthand and experiencing the hand of God, and how people during time of need stepped up and helped fellow neighbor. I can still picture a year ago today sitting in a breakfast at Boone UMC with other men from our church and talking about, who do you know that might have an excavator, or who might be able to operate an excavator? And those discussions that were born then have now culminated in our community that's able to restoration and people able to move back into their homes. So it's just so amazing. We were also blessed during this storm. Pastor Ed came out, and in corroboration with Harvest House Church, we held New Hope Church in Michigan. We had several members up, helping our community from Michigan, and we had a prayer session, kind of a mini church service right here where we're standing today, and you're going to see a cross that was erected on our property that cross is made from trees that came down in the landslide, and we actually sat on that tree during this this prayer session, and it's become such an important part of a symbol, of all that's taken place. And it was a commitment we made with our confirmation class last year that as I was working with the confirmation group, we were right in the midst of this damage and reconstruction process, and we all thought, wouldn't it be neat if we could put a cross up on the property, as a symbol of all the goodness that has taken place. During this storm, this would have been such an easy time to say, right now we need to pause our giving and our tithing to the church. But I think Gwen and I just felt compelled that this is a time where, look at all these folks bringing goodness to our community. We need to be doing the same and even step it up a notch. So we've made every effort possible to keep on giving, and we want to pay it forward to help others. We want to turn this to all of you and say thank you, and let God continue to work through you. There's so much more that needs to be done. Every week we're finding other families that still need help. And just think of what we can do in this Boone community with 100% of our, not just our congregation, but all the churches in Boone, pooling their talents and their gifts and their resources together to do God's work. So we are just totally blessed, and once again want to say thank you. Thank you, Boone UMC.